Good day, everyone. We are back once again to learn on arguably the best subjects in the world. Now, we have been able to look at what number base is. We've established that fact already. We have also have been able to look at how we can convert a number basis and addition and subtraction. Those are the things we have been able to look at. So in our conversion of number bases, we were able to look at how we can convert from order basis to base 10. So today what we want to look at, there are three things actually. Look at how we can convert from base 10 to order basis. We look at how we can multiply numbers in their basis and also how we can divide. Now, before we look into all of these things, let me now say this quickly. When you are asked to add numbers in different bases, please note that it cannot be added together directly. Why? Because when we say number basis, it says it's a system of counting numbers. So imagine that you had a group of 5 apples, and maybe in another store you had a group of 4 apples. If they had given you a group of five and a group of five and a group of four, and they expected you to count all of them together, you know that it's not going to be evenly balanced, right? Because you have this moving in group of five and the other moving in groups of four. In that sense, what do? You either make all of them group of five or all of them in group of four for easy calculation or for easy counting. The same way it is when you are adding or you're subtracting or even multiplying or dividing in different bases. Ensure that their bases are the same first. Number one. That's number one. Then number two, you also should be very mindful. Whatever base you are making use of, know the range of values or digits you have in that base. More or less like, okay, the set of numbers you have in that base. So for instance, we are dealing with base 5. So we should be having 5 digits, 0 to 4, right? Now, these are just key things I want to remind us on. Now, today we are going to look at conversion from base 10 to other bases. So let's start with the very so let's see how we can solve the very first one. Now, when we are converting from order basis to base 10, if you recall, we are multiplying it. Now, anytime you want to convert from base 10 to order basis, divide it by that base you are converting it to. So, for instance, we are converting this to base 3. It therefore means that we'll be dividing 58 by 3. So, if we were asked to convert this to base 4, we would have divided by 4. So, the number at which you divide it with is dependent on the base you are given. So now let's start dividing. 3 into 5, that will give us 1, remainder 2, making it 28. Now 3 into 28, we have it as 9, remainder 1. Now when 3 goes in 19, that will be 6, remainder 1. 3 goes in 6, that will be 2, remainder 0. 3 in 2, 3 cannot go in 2, so that will be 0, remainder 2. When we take this up, note the arrow start from the very last digit to the first one. So it comes here, you have 2, 0, 1, 1, base 3. And that's the answer to this. Very simple. Now, the next thing we're going to look at is multiplication of number bases. The second question we have here, it says, multiply 314 base 5 by 21 base 5. Now, note, your base 5 should be from the digits of 0 down to 4. You should not exceed 4. So this will now be 314 then multiplied by 2, 1. 1 times 4 remains the same. 1 times 1 is 1. And then 1 times 3, that will give us 3. 2 times 4 is 8. We're dealing with base 5. So we should not have anything higher than the highest number, which should be 4. So anytime you have any digit higher than that number, what do? Divide it by that base. Now look at this. That would now become 8 divided by 5. 1 remainder 3. I'll write down the remainder 3. Yeah. Take the 1 up here. 2 times 1, 2 plus 1, that will give us 3. And then 2 times 3, 6. It's higher than the highest number we should have, which should be 4. So 6 divided by 5, 1 remainder 1. I take out this arrow and I have 1, 1. And then I can add this up, and this becomes, this now would be, if I add this up, I have here 4. Here will give me 4. Here will give me 6, which is 1, 1. What I had here, 1 and put a 1 here, and then here 2, then 1, base 5. 1, 2, 1, 4, 4 is 5. That's the answer. Very simple. You can see no complications. It's just so simple. And the last one we're going to look at is on division. Okay, the very last question we have here, it says divide 240 base 5 by 10 base 5. Now let me tell us this also. Sometimes some people divide directly, like they are in the same basis, so we can divide them directly. We divide 240 base 5 by 10 base 5, using them in base 5 without changing anything, right? Now, why that method sounds so simple the way it is said, sometimes it can get a bit complicated. Why? Because you are not familiar with number bases, a system of counting in base 5. If it was done in base 10, which is a system of counting that you are used to, it can be very simple. But in this case, sometimes it can be complicated. And so this is the method I normally tell students to use to avoid complications. Convert them first to base 10, which is a common base you know. Convert it to base 10, then convert it back to base 5. Like convert it to base 10, divide it in base 10 and convert it back to base 5. It's not stressful. So let's say it's 240 base 5. This would be 2 times 5. If you recall how we learned conversion of number bases, and then 0 times 5. So we'll have 0 giving them a power, 1 and 2. This will give us 25. 25 times 2, we have 50. Plus, this is going to all give us 20. Here will give us 0. So we can just simply say our answer here is 70 for the first one. Then 10 base 5. If we convert this, we have 1 times 5 and then plus 0 times 5. Here will give us 0, here will give us 1. This will be 5 and this will be what? 0. So our answer would be 5. So what do we now do? We just check 70 divided by 5. 5 here it's 1. 5 in 7, it's 1, remainder 2. And 5 in 20, that will give us 4. So it means what we have, the answer is 14 in base 10. So what do we simply do? We convert this 14 base 10 to base 5. And in doing that, that would be 14 and then 5. 5 in 14, that would be 2, remainder 4. 5 in 2, it's not possible, so that will be 0. Remainder that number, which is what? 2. Take the arrow up, and the answer is 2, 4, 8, 5. Very simple. You can see, it won't take you time. You just have to go through it, and that will be fast. Now, this is what I have to say in addition to all of this. We have been able to look at number bases, everything that has to do with number bases holistically in actual sense. Every question that you should solve under number bases can be found in each of the subtopics that we have looked at thus far. So this is where I'll plead with you. Tomorrow, like I rightly said, that we are going to look at how WAEC and JAM sometimes structure their question in a way to confuse students. So we'll look at how to solve those questions and how to understand their questions when they are being given. Because when you understand the question, you've almost solved the question, right? Because understanding is the first thing. And then in addition to all I've said, I will beg you, if you have any question, put it in the comment section or you reach out to me personally and I will attend to you. God bless you and do have a nice day. See you in the next class. Bye for now.